Hello and welcome to Alton Park in Cheshire. Here on an autumn day, as you can tell by our very orange trees, the sun is shining and I have the track to myself in the brand new, well, new to Project Cars 2, Porsche 911 RSR from 1973. The Porsche pack was released a couple of days ago, and as I have the season pass, which I had when I pre-ordered the game, I've had this pack delivered to me straight away, and I just thought I'd check it out, take each car out for a couple of laps and tell you what I think about them and see whether it's worth getting hold of them and to see if the cars have done well. Now, I've spent a lot of time recently fiddling around with Assetto Corsa purely for the fact that I can download mod cars for free, and I can play around with some of the older Porsches that Project Cars 2 was lacking in. So this is definitely a pack that I've been looking forward to. I'm a big fan of the old Porsches, especially the 911. And so far, I'm pleased to say I quite like it. I'm driving around with the default setup, and I definitely think it could do with a few tweaks in terms of brake pressure to start off with. Every time I touch the brakes, I seem to be locking up. I am running without any aids on at the moment. Initially, when I first installed the pack, I didn't have time to sit down at my wheel and run it, so I just fired it up with the pad and taking it out for a spin. What I did notice with the pad, it wasn't particularly drivable with the aids turned off. It wasn't necessarily traction control that I need, because it's got a reasonable amount of power. 300 and odd brake, but the main problem is with a pad, the driving style that you need to adopt to with a 911 is difficult to do with a pad. The pad doesn't allow you the small corrections that you need to constantly be doing that you can do with a wheel. So one of the key things with the older 911s that I was hoping that would be the case when I finally picked the car up is the way that it handles and steers from the rear. Now, I've always known through various media things and Top Gear and other sort of motoring programs that 911s are known as widowmakers. We're always told that how much they're going to kill you at the first corner they arrive at. And from that, I sort of always understood them to be a poorly handling car. But it's not the case at all. They're a fantastic handling car, provided you drive them in the manner that they're supposed to be driven, with an awareness of the design of the car, and that is to understand that with the engine being placed over the rear wheels and beyond, in a corner the weight tends to want to pendulum around, and this can be very disconcerting at first. But when you can get it right, it's a brilliant way of driving a car. You might see it if you ever look up any old footage of cars from the 60s and 70s racing around. you'll see that they're constantly sliding through the corners. You know, they're sort of sliding from the rear, sliding from the front. And I think this is a lot down to the tyres of the day, really. But in the 911, it's also because that's how you have to drive it. You turn into the corner and you immediately find that it gets to a point where the back end just starts coming out. And the key is not to panic at that and use it to pivot the car more to where you want to go. And like I say, once you tweak to how you should be driving it, it's absolutely fantastic. It's just a lot of fun. You know, you just let the back end go. In this corner, for example, in most of the cars, I struggled to hit the apex. What I did there, but carried a bit too much speed and went wide. But long corners like that, if you turn in a little bit too late, a bit too soon, you don't end up with the car facing where you need it to be facing on the exit. And with a car that handles like this, it's something that you can sort of adjust mid-corner a little bit more easily just by lifting off the throttle, sending the weight forward, lightening the rear, letting it turn a little bit more. Whereas other cars, if you want to turn more on the corner, and you've currently got the weight over the front wheels with the engine and steering, then you're relying on tyre grip to change the direction of the car. With this, you've got this ballast that you can use to your advantage. Can catch up like that though. Oh dear. That bit of gravel didn't provide me with the kind of grip I was expecting. But so far, if they only got this Porsche in the Porsche pack, I'd be pleased. It handles exactly how I want it to. Like I say, baseline, default setup. Can't complain. I always like to drive the lights on because it highlights the instrument panel a little bit more. And you get to see all the hard work that someone's gone to it, modelling all the little details of the car. But it sounds good. I have noticed that project cars seem to be punishing me a lot more for my track limits lately. Don't know whether that was in the latest 1.4 update. Definitely keep getting that warning pop up, and I know that the run off at 2 and 1 on the left hand side there gets used a lot, which is why it has that rubber matting in it. And obviously they've decided to start punishing people for that in the game now, which is good. You know, the track is defined by the white lines at the edge of it, and if you exceed those, then you're not on the track, in my opinion. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is go and have a look at some of the other cars, take those for a spin. I might stay at Oldham Park, I might change the track depending on what car I'm in. But yeah, good to see a nice bit of history in this car, in the game. You know, very successful in the 70s, through to the 80s really, with Le Mans wins and endurance racing wins. In its first year it did exceptionally well and then went on to dominate. And I think as we have just run out of fuel, we will be stopping there and going to get something else. If someone can just come and give me a push. Okay, so this is the second car I'm going to be testing. It's the 908/03. Not too familiar with this model in terms of its history or anything about it really, but it has a flat 8, so we've got an extra 2 cylinders over the 911 that we've just been driving. It's got 350 brake horsepower, which is a little bit more. So I'm expecting it, because it looks like it's got this sort of space frame chassis with a what looks like fiberglass body on it. I'm expecting it to be a bit more race car. It's not based on a road car, so it's probably a bit lighter. I mean, my position's almost in the centre of the car here, so it's obviously all geared up as a pure race car. But the model's gorgeous. I mean, I'm lying down, and I have got a small little child seat next to me. It's alright if you go into the shop to get some milk and bread and you need to take your toddler with you. Nice walnut wooden gear stick there, gear knob, which is the opposite side to my physical shifter I have in real life here, which is a bit confusing when you go to change gear. Well, lots of pipes. Looks like a fire extinguisher at the front there. Beautiful, really. The mirror is kind of cool. Nice, good position. Some relays. Oh, there's the battery. And behind me, oh, we're clearly going to have a flat battery soon because the alternator's not spinning, and we're going to be overheating because the fan's not going either. But yeah, you can see the inlet manifold there, the trumpets. Nice model, really, and not that many cars in the game where you can see the engine. But yeah, let's give it a go. Golf colours, always a win. Not everyone agrees, but for me, I think it's cool. Let's put the lights on so we can see the instruments. That's another thing I do like about Project Cars 2. That I've not noticed that often in other games in VR. When I hit the brake, a little lag moves across, and the clutch, if I press the clutch pedal, goes down. And what I have noticed in other models actually, which is really useful, especially in VR, if it's got a H-box, the position of the stick changes. So first goes in, you know, up, left, second is back, left. And it's really useful to be able to see what gear you're in. And for sort of immersion reasons, I'd like to turn everything off on the display. It does catch me out every now and again when I don't know what gear I'm in, and I'll find myself chucking it down into first before I get to the corner and blow the engine. Already this feels quite light. I think my force feedback settings probably want to tweak really. But you can already tell that it's going to go where you want. It doesn't have that 911 feel. It's got a much better front end, turns in. I mean, it's probably down to the design of the body really. It's obviously more aero orientated design. And with it not having that much more power than a 911, it doesn't really cause you any concerns coming out the corners. When you boot it, it's going to go quickly because of the weight of it. It's not a huge amount, judging by what's to come with some of the other cars of power, so very drivable, easy really. I'm sure to get the most out of it, I mean, a bit more practice, a bit more control. From a setter point of view, Again, this is first couple of laps, tyres are still cold, but a little bit of understeer in it, which seems to be the case with a lot of cars on the game. I noticed that we've gone back to summer in the season. Bit of chlorophyll in the leaves. Nice bit of green. But we're a little bit early in the day and I just thought I'd change it up a bit, change the scene. Curious line through there. I normally set that up for the second apex rather than get both of them. Again, don't know whether that's cold tyres or brake pressure wants reducing a little bit. Touching the brakes and it's immediately going into lock up. We're going to go wide here. So you can go a little bit wide without getting spanked for track limits. Yeah, understeer, turning to oversteer. Oh, brake car, sounds alright. I feel like a lot of the sounds I'm hearing is the air being sucked into the cylinders behind me. I don't know, I think it's naturally aspirated, yeah. There's no sudden whoosh of turbo, no unexpected delivery of power. It's quite nice, I quite like it. I like anything that is open, especially in VR. When you're in the centre of the car, you can see more where you're putting the wheels. You can look more to the apex, you know, in a saloon GT style car, then you don't get the visibility because of the dashboard, but this allows you to be that a little bit more precise, he said. Current and next lap being invalidated because of being carried off 2 corners before the start of the next one. I think that's something that needs to be looked at in the next update. I mean, I'm all for track limits being in. Oh, come on. Exactly my point now. I'm all for it being imposed for rule breakers, but I used the curb then, I was still on the tarmac. And especially when it's going to ruin your next lap. I understand that from sort of records and, you know, competing online point of view. You don't want somebody having some crazy run up at the start of the lap that they wouldn't get from the normal part of the track, but I was miles away from the start finish straight, so no advantage would be gained. Oh, this is gonna bite me nearly. I'm quite sleepy there, yeah. I'm going to shut up and let's try and concentrate a little bit. This is my first time really talking and commentating, commentating and driving. So I'm going to let you listen to the car for a little bit. Then he says lap off. Okay, 2017 911 RSR, new car, well, last year probably. GT class, pretty much looks like all the other GT cars. You got a stupid spaceship, steering wheel, solid wheel, a LCD rear view, and a million buttons. Let's light them up. There we go. See what they all do now. The glow. Model looks nice. got a huge aero package on it, I think, with the massive diffuser on the back. So it's probably just going to stick to the road no matter what you're doing. And my initial play around with this, with the pad the other day, was it was really drivable, even without any of the aids on. I could drive it with a pad, and as expected, when I come to driving it with a wheel, it's the super glue car. Now, comparing this to the older stuff, it's probably going to be a lot faster in terms of lap time. A lot more manageable, but there's something a little bit soulless about it, which is why I like driving the older stuff. More of character, more of quirks in terms of how you approach driving them. It's more of a challenge, especially when you're going around like this on your own. It's more of a challenge driving them than something modern like this. In fact, I think it'll probably take me a while to get anywhere near the potential of this, because I need to shod the other cars out of my memory, because I'm probably braking too early, not carrying enough speed through the corner, not allowing the car to actually do what it's capable of. See if we can go around this with just a lift. Yeah, a little bit of a lift. Of course, that almost got me in trouble for that corner, but again, super glue tyres keep me on the road, even under braking. I'm gonna hit that tyre wall one day. I always do, eventually. But yeah, I'm sure a few people who love doing the GT races, which I do, you know, from time to time, then this will be very popular, well worth the DLC cost. Yeah, that corner could be a lot faster, I'm sure. Completely flat, even with a gear change over the crest, it's just glued to the road. He says glued to the road and then goes off the road. But yeah, a bit boring. Let's get out and try. What are the bloody track limits there for? Let's go out and try something else, see what else came in this little bundle of cars. Okay, back on park in the 917/10. Again, very similar to the previous car we drove here.
Let's get these tyres and brakes up to temperature and see what you can do.
Space frame design. Fiberglass body type thing, but the big difference is this isn't 350 brake horsepower, this is 1000 brake horsepower, which I'm sure was achieved by a massive turbo bolted onto the flat 8 engine. At the moment I'm tickling the accelerator because I know neutral. First, okay. So it's a 4-speed box. First isn't too bad at all. I think the revs limited. You know, the wheel speed can't really go anywhere, even when the turbo kicks in. Well, that turbo is very vicious. more of a handful. Nearly blew the engine trying to slow us down there. You'll notice I'm not talking as much. It's definitely required a lot more concentration, especially on this twisty, narrow little English circuit of Holland Park. I think it's more geared up for the higher speed tracks, probably some oval racing than anything else. My knowledge of the Can-Am series is very thin, so I can't really talk about that. The only thing I can talk about is how fast you seem to be going. Oh, a load of understeer. You leave one corner, and if you've got your foot down, within a blink of an eye, you're arriving at the very next corner. You've got to keep your wits about you in terms of where your braking point is and how you've got the car positioned before that braking point. Where that turbo is going to kick in, you need to be aware of that too. Because if you're mid-corner, or just coming over that crest, or about to descend down the hill there, or turning left a little bit, and the turbo kicks in. Oh, come on. Then it's going to grab you. Come on! When you can really rein the thing in. It feels superhuman to be able to control it. Stay on the brakes. Turbo. Up the hill. Trail breaking into the corner there because I had left it way too late. Again, turbo kicking in as we go over the crest. And watch the crest on the exit here. And then if you're ever going to get a corner wrong on a track, it's probably going to be that one here at Holland Park. Or even just a straight. Jesus Christ, that turbo caught me out. Oh, that was going to be a good lap. Oh! But yeah, nice car. Let's have a look around. Okay, change of scene. We are now here at Le Mans in France. And yeah, can't help but want to come here in this car. This is the Porsche 917K from 1971, one-ish. The reason I've come here is because this is the car, the star of the show, driven by Steve McQueen in that brilliant motorsports film, Le Mans. And it's even represented here in the gorgeous Gulf colours. Oh, the Gulf, it's blue. I'm going to crash now, because I'm too busy looking out the window. Nicely avoided the bollards. Right, so looking around the car, nice detail, although I've set the time to advance quite quickly. So we get some day to night transition. Oh, bit of a stutter. Got the wooden gear knob back. Woohoo! I love a bit of luxury in my Le Mans car. I've just noticed there's actually a key in the ignition. I love the fact that there's still a key in a race car. Down there we've got another seat and what looks to be a fuse board and a load of relays. And they're the old style fuses as well, they're not the sort of blade style. That's great. Love that little cowling over the dials and clocks riveted on. And the fact that there's handwritten notes on the lights there, so let the driver know exactly what they are. Still locking up. Cold tyres, cold track. Shit driver. No, I think it's definitely something to do with my pedals. They're just lacking in any sort of sensitivity or accuracy. Standard pedals that come with the T500 RS, and they are just spring and a potentiometer, so consistency is difficult to achieve with these. Even so, pleasure to drive this car. Very excited to perhaps set myself up a an endurance race, put some lights on, a couple of hours or something, and really get into that Le Mans feel. I like to play some of the races out from history. I don't know if I'll be able to put any other cars against this, but all from the year. I don't know if the game has got it, but it might just have to be fields of Porsches in different liveries. But sounds fantastic. Not got that much power. I can feel it. You know, foot's flat down. It's not that intimidating to drive. Certainly no any of the Can-Am car. But always get these corners wrong. I think they're actually the Porsche corners as well. I think they'd let me off for getting these wrong. Yeah, there's tons of understeer. Maybe another lap and the tyres has come up to temperature. See where the corner is in VR, they've been so flat. I do find myself relying on the distant markers for the corners more and more in VR. Not necessarily for braking, but to give me a heads up of where they actually are. God, I've missed that big time. It's again not wanting to brake too much. Immediately diving into a big long lockup. Maybe it needs to be danced with a little bit more. Maybe I do need to be a bit more aggressive with it. Really get the most out of it by sliding it around a little bit more. See the moon out? Yeah, very snug, cosy little cockpit. I imagine the drivers would have been very warm during the daytime stints. If you haven't seen Le Mans, go find it. It's fantastic. It's long. There are long, beautiful, artistic shots. where no one says anything. It's just a car streaming down the Mulsanne Straight for about 5 minutes, and it's just a nice pace of film, really. And you get to see some of these beautiful machines from the time. And, you know, it's filmed with the cars doing the speeds that they're doing. That's part of Steve McQueen's idea for the film, was to be as authentic as possible. I think he actually went on and raced them on himself. Yeah, fantastic. Well worth the DLC cost if you're paying for it. Simply for this and the 911 from a sort of fan point of view. Okay, another change of scene. We're in the 935/78. Now there are already two 935s as standard in Project Cars, so I'm not entirely sure what the big difference is. One's an 80 and this is a 78, and the other one I'm not quite sure. But the two that have come in as part of the Porsche DLC is definitely have more aero body kits on them, longer rear ends, more of a scoop at the front. They were perhaps designed for different series or different styles of race track. The ones that are already in the game are a little bit heavier and have a little bit less power. These, I think, the current cars have 760. I think these have got 800, and they're about 100 pounds lighter. The difference between this one and the other new one, again, I'm not sure. The slight difference in the side pods, the amount of air they might be scooping in, and also slight difference in the rear wing style. But in terms of power and weight, they're identical. So maybe the people out there are a bit more clued up on the sort of history of these that can fill me in. Not too sure what the big differences are. However, nice car. Nice to be back in a 911, and more importantly for me, I'm on the correct side of the car. So as I reach to my gear shifter on my left in the rear wheel, my virtual hands go into the same place, which helps the immersion factor. And I just feel a little bit more at home. But yeah, nice to see all these beautiful dials. Nice fabric strap. All the door closed. Old gauge. Shouldn't look around too much. But yeah, beautiful model. Probably the most detailed interior so far, really. Yeah, the 911 RSR looks nice, but it's not that much different than the standard car. This has definitely got more brackets and various things. I assume that lever there is probably a brake balance adjuster. I got a little bit more up to date with our dials, with some LED lights as a rev counter. You can tell we're getting towards the 80s there. Everything needed to be turbo and LED, even hi-fis. Big turbo, kicks in low down in the lower gears. You just have to watch that bike, and you went a bit light there as we crested the start-finish line. Handles reasonably well. It's still got this inherent understeer. But tame, really. I mean, you could correct all this with setup, I'm sure. model. Sounds good. Sounds a bit more tame than some of the others. Not exactly deafening me. Let's try the lights. Oh, all the dials lighting up. Lovely. Oh. Cocking up the corkscrew. It's not a car I feel like I can just push though straight out. I mean, all this understeer makes me worry that when I get to the corner I'm not going to end up being able to turn into it. So I'm braking quite early. Turbo! Gear actually seem quite short. Big fat block up. Right. So yeah, that's full brakes. Back end came round. Probably why we've got this brake balance adjuster. Nice fuel filler pipes there, maybe, or maybe they're air. Probably air actually. If we've got them on that side, yeah, definitely. From that big scoop on the sides. Of course, fuel isn't in the back. We're in a 911, you div. It's in the front. Ah dear. Right, let's go get the other one and see if there's any big difference. We'll come back to the same track. Back in the 935, the other was the 78. This is the 78 to 81. What? Okay, first things first. We've moved the mirrors. They're up high. Inside, can't see it looking too different. Power's the same. So what the difference is, I'm not sure. Lights on. Let's see if it handles any different. Maybe the inclusion of it is because it was a big upgrade in terms of the handling or aerodynamic. There's perhaps a turning point or something. But other than that, I don't understand why we've now got four 935s in the game. I feel like I'm driving exactly the same car. But definitely the mirror's been up there. That's worth 2 cars in the game. I don't know, perhaps it is a little bit better in terms of the handling. Let's have a look what the tyres are doing. So cold. I should have known from that previous. Yeah, squeal, squeal, squeal. Like the tyres. Again, all of these, I'm just driving them straight out of the box. No adjustments, not even checking what tyres are in, or what the fuel levels are. But you can see that it's just bags and bags and bags of understeer. I'll see what happens if we can get these tyres a little bit more green. They seem to just take a little bit more than some of the other cars on the game. Let's come up to temperature. Not really overly excited about driving these. Don't know too much about the history of them. I probably should. But I don't know why there would need to be two of them. That's the thing I'm probably getting at. Perhaps only needs to be one. No, still loads of understeer. And there's the wall. And I think on that note, I'm just a bit bored of it. Let's go get something else. I think we've got some road cars now. Right, okay, this is the 959S, which has always been a bit of a favourite car of mine. It is basically the 911 with all the mod cons. There were talks at the time that this car was being designed of ditching the 911 and moving away from the rear engine design really, and moving towards that what everyone else was doing. And I think basically there was a designer at Porsche that was told to fill your boots really and do what you can, see what needs to be done, what potential there is left in the 911. And I think there was no bar to the money he was going to spend on it, and he came up with a car that was light years ahead of its time really. You can hear that turbo wastegate as a lift off chirping away. 450 brake horsepower straight in the back there, as it should be. A four-wheel drive though, which kept the car on the road and meant it was more accessible to a lot more people, and could actually put the power down. And it ended up being a 0 to 60 in 3 and a bit seconds, 200 mile an hour nearly road car, and it was oh, hello. As all the road cars do in project cars, it's usually understeery, and I think that's because we try and drive them like race cars, so we're expecting them to turn in and grip, when actually road cars, you know, they aren't built like that, and that's why we see so many of these sort of track cars produced by manufacturers these days, that they're aware that people want to take their supercars to the track, but a lot of people, when they get there, you'll be driving around in your Ferrari or whatever, and somebody in a smaller, cheaper, lower powered hatchback that's more geared up for the track comes around and spanks you in the corners. So you end up with manufacturers producing things like the Zonda R, things that aren't really designed to be comfortable or drivable on the public roads, but are basically just race cars produced by a manufacturer and sold to the, I say the public, to the people that they want to buy them, who have the money. But as it is one of my sort of favourite cars that Porsche made, it's nice to see it in the game. Very controllable with the four-wheel drive. You don't have to worry too much about booting it unless you're running out of roads and you're going to understeer. It all of a sudden seems really tame. I can imagine with the four-wheel drive system it's probably quite heavy. It's an interesting car, and if you have time you should definitely search around on YouTube and try and find a bit of the history of the car. You realise just exactly what it brought to the table at the time, and what it did for the Porsche 911 down the line. Yeah, lots of fun around here. It could probably do with a bit more power and to be a bit more free revving. It sounds like a road car should, really. It's got a throaty roar to it, but at the end of the day they were trying to sell this on the basis that it could be driven every day and put into fences every day. So it doesn't make a big noise. It sounds quite authentic, really. Alright, and from one quite dull sounding car, let's go and grab our last car of the day, because I've got a suspicion that that's going to sound a bit different. Oh, hey, okay, so this... Wait, we've got the wooden gear knob back. Now that's a nod to the heritage of motorsport. This is the Carrera GT. Big move for
remember to take it easy on these tyres.
Porsche, really, because it's got a V10 in it, which hadn't really been seen in any of their road cars before. I don't think it has since, really. I know it's in the Audis, which is obviously part of the same family, but yeah, V10, 600 brake horsepower, and one of the nicest sounding cars ever produced, I believe. If you go and search around YouTube for Carrera GT with straight pipes, which I assume is just a de-silenced exhaust, it just produces one of the most thunderous sounds, and it really is fantastic. And sticking my ear over the seat here, that sound just sound really quite sweet in the ears. Nice to see the developers paying attention to that. And I thought I'd bring us here to Monza, because I've got some nice long straights where I can really let the engine sing and not have to worry too much about what we've got coming up for a little while. And considering the power, I was expecting this to be a beast, but it's quite tame. I know it's nice to get the roof off in VR. Looks pretty inside, pretty much what you'd expect from the Carrera GT. Looks like what you see in the pictures. I do think the appeal of VR to me is necessarily the racing. It's being able to sit in some of the cars that I love and experience what it would be like to sit behind the wheel of one of them. Yeah, bit of a change in the sound from the 959 though. So, in summary, the Porsche pack. You get some pretty cars. You get some historic cars that have definitely made their mark in history over the years, and it's nice to drive those and to compete with those if you're going to do some races. And you get some tidy little road cars like this when you just want to cruise around. Just for the 911 RSR, the 73 and the 2017, the 917 Le Mans car, I'd say that it's worthwhile getting it just for those. And the others are a bit of extra thrown in, really. A bit disappointed with the 935. I really don't understand why we've got two versions and why we couldn't... Oh, hello. That's first gear for you. Sorry, insurance are going to go crazy. I don't understand why we needed to have both of them and why it couldn't have just been an option, you know, select the car and then choose the trim as part of the livery maybe, or somewhere like that. Why it had to be a whole separate car and we could have had something else. You know, maybe the 934 RSR, the Jägermeister one, or is that doing the same thing? But for 911 I suppose it is. I'm contradicting myself there. You also, actually, I don't know, I didn't know this, maybe I've just missed it before, but I think you get a Porsche track with the cars, which perhaps we should go and have a look at that before I go. It's amazing actually with VR, you do feel like you can drift a little bit better than you can with a screen, because you've got the ability to look where the car's heading rather than just forward. I am terrible at drifting though. Right, let's go and get the Porsche track out. And see exactly what it's like. Right, okay. Back in the 907/3, or 903/7, whatever it was. And we're now at the Porsche track that is included in the Porsche pack, which I've just done my homework, is £8.49, which for £8.49 you really are getting quite a lot there. It's not like iRacing where I've got to spend about that for one track or one car. I'm getting 9 cars and a track. I don't know if this track will be raced on much. Maybe in smaller cars. It seems quite tight and twisty. I thought I'd come here in this car because we could have a bit more of a look around at where it goes. Handy these little cones are. Oh, well, try not to take on with me. Cone killer! Bit boring really, flat. Although these little twisty chicanes Look quite fun. Maybe we should get the go-kart out. Does look like more of a go-kart track. Oh, we're going in that wall. Oh, here comes death. I'm showing you the scenic route, folks. Definitely has more in common with a go-kart track than anything. Need to start braking more, but it just locks up. This car really sings at those high RPM. So, that's it, folks. The Porsche pack, in collision, it's worth buying it. Go out, buy it, drive around, get some nice fancy cars, maybe learn this new track. With that, until I can bother to do another video.